What's up? Oh, what's up, y'all? I ain't turned my light on, none of that. What's up? Happy Sunday morning to you all. You know, this is my first Sunday of mourning. I don't have any football until, well, if I count training camp, I guess July, August. But I don't have any football for a while. So y'all know I am officially in mourning. But I guess that's good news for y'all, honey, because y'all will see me more here. Well, let's get into the things and the things and the things. We're here to talk about Love and Marriage DC. Now let me tell y'all something. I have put a lot of time and effort into a show that I didn't even know if I was going to review or not, okay? Because let me tell y'all what had happened. Y'all come on in here. It's 35 y'all in here so far. Hit that like button. There's plenty of seats down front. So y'all come on in and y'all take a seat. Plenty of seats down front, okay? But I want y'all to know that I have put a lot of time and a lot of effort into a show that I didn't even know if I was going to review. Because I watched last night's episode. Then I watched Carlos's Q&A with the Tylers. Then I watched Ashley and Winter's review. And they had their special guest was Alicia, Ashley's best friend. I need y'all to know that collectively, that was about 5 hours of my time. But I do have some things to say, and let's be clear. Whether you are a Ashley fan, whether you are the Tyler fan, whether you are the Joy and Clifton fan, all y'all gonna probably walk out of here mad at me, okay? And that's okay. Because my opinion is equal opportunity today. Y'all go get Carlos. Y'all know normally I don't even fool with what, but y'all go get Carlos. Y'all tell Carlos that he need to hear this too, okay? Because Carlos finally said something that I agreed with at the end of his conversation with Urana. Well, actually, Urana said it, Carlos agreed. But he actually agreed with what I've been saying for the past, really since the season started back up. What up, Shade in the City? Shout out, boo. I don't know which one it is, but y'all know that's Tracy and Chanel. So let's get into this episode. Now, listen, it's a live review, so y'all know I'm going to go left, and sometimes I'm going to go right. I'm going to try to get to the end. But let's just go ahead and get started. Now, last week, I sort of ended prematurely, and I didn't really discuss this whole part at the end of the episode where Clifton and Ashley sort of got into it. Now, let me say something to y'all. And I know y'all get sick of this. Ravine said at this point she don't know nobody's side. Me and you on the same place, okay? I'm really not on anybody's side now. I told y'all that from the beginning. I like Ashley and I like the Tylers and I like Joy and Clifton from Ready to Love. Now I have different opinions on all three parties at this point, but we're gonna get to it. Like I said, by the time we done, y'all gonna probably feel some kind of way about all of it, and that's okay because I still love y'all. So I'm gonna nip this whole back and forth argument in the bud right now. Let me start from the beginning and work my way backwards. Now, I don't know how much this was edited, but we do know that this situation was edited. Now, how much it was edited, I don't know. But let me say this. Once Joy and Ashley had their conversation in the hallway, and the conclusion of that conversation was, okay, we not cool. We not friends. You not my friend. I'm not your friend. And we are not cool. Then at that point, Joy and Clifton should have left. Scotty boo, I'm so mad I missed your birthday shenanigans, but I got some good news for you. I'm gonna talk to you offline. I got some good news for you. There's absolutely no reason in the world that Joy is supposed to go back in that suite. Ashley wasn't wrong in saying it's time for you to go. Because here's the thing. And I understand that this was all a scene. Production made them invite because she didn't want to invite Joy and Clifton. Production made her invite Joy and Clifton. And I'm gonna be all over the place, you guys, because I didn't take notes. So I'm gonna have to say the stuff when I remember it because I didn't write my notes down. I was watching all of this stuff. I listened to Carlos's interview and I listened to Ashley and them's interview. I mean, I listened to their review while I was laying down, so I don't have any notes. So I'm gonna have to say the stuff as I'm thinking about it, so it might be all over the place. So what Carlos said that when production called him and told him basically that Ashley don't want to be with Joy and Joy Carlos's thing was it can't be that serious. So yes, Carlos said, no, we need, this resolution. Joy and Clifton need to go to the damn game, and here's what it is. Now, Ashley wanted Sherelle and Black to come. I think there are two answers to that question. This is me. Nobody said this. This is me. I think part of the reason why production said no, Sherelle and Black aren't going to come is because they did know they had something to resolve as it relates to Ashley, Quick, Joy, and Clifton. And I think they thought they could get it resolved at the Wizards game. I say Bullets, y'all say Wizards, whatever. I think they thought they could get it resolved at the basketball game. And so I don't think they wanted that outside storyline to come into play. That is my opinion. If I were a producer, that would be my reason. But we also know from Winter and from Ashley, they have said that Joy has absolutely refused to film. Oh, Scotty. See, this is my ADHD. Scotty. I don't know if he's still here or not. He be popping in to say hi. He might be still hungover from last night, honey. If you still here though, Scotty, baby, Friday night when I was at Kempire Live, I had so many people talk about how much they love the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and they said we need to go on tour. They said the Whether You Like It or Not panel need to go on tour. Not there wasn't enough room for Sherelle's hair. Y'all are funny. Sherelle do be doing a lot. She do be doing. Okay, Scotty's still there. Yeah, somebody says Scotty is a cutie pie with a warm spirit. He is. He is. Y'all know, I know y'all see me and Scotty go back and forth and cuss each other out and fuss and stuff, but it is all in love. That's my boo. That is my boo. I love Scotty, even when he is being a brat. But I do have some good news to tell you. I'll call you later. Well, I'll text you later or something. I don't want to bother you. I know you having a good time. Me and Sakina literally said that last night. See, I'm telling you what the people said, honey. The people said it. But and don't forget the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Scotty will be done with his birthday celebration, honey, and he will be there along with my special guests. So Ashley said that she has never put any stipulations on filming other than at this point now, she says she no longer wants to share her personal space with people she don't rock with. She said, I have absolutely no problem going to a restaurant. I don't have a problem going to other people's events with anybody. I will film with anybody. She said, but there are certain people that she no longer wants in her personal space, i.e. her home or her suite down to the Verizon Center. And I think that's fair. I mean, considering what happened at her home and what happened at the suite, I think that's fair. Okay. Now, with that being said, let me get back to my review. So that's number one. Number one, Joy, you should have stood at the door and you should have told Clifton, come on, boo, it's time to go. See, that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. And when you walked back in there and Ashley said, don't walk back in my suite. Y'all got to go. I heard Joy turn around and I heard Joy say, I ain't got to go nowhere. And I guess because y'all were filming, Joy, maybe you felt like because y'all were filming the scene that you didn't have to go anywhere. However, that is Ashley and Quick's personal suite. Love and Marriage DC didn't pay for that suite. Love and Marriage DC were not financing that scene. Okay, they used Quick and Ashley's personal suite that belongs to them, that they go to all the time to go to games, events, etc., etc., etc. So no, when she asked you to leave, you absolutely did need to leave. So number one, had Joy not gone back in there, or have Joy and Cliff had immediately left after Ashley asked them to leave, none of the rest of that would have happened. That's number one. Number two, here's where I feel like we get a lot of the editing happening. Clearly, the conversation between Clifton and Ashley was escalated. Here's how you know it got escalated. Because you saw production. Whenever they break the fourth wall like that and you see production in the scene, it has escalated. It has escalated. Here's what we're not going to do. Y'all know how much I hate when people piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Here's what we're not going to do. And I'm saying this to everybody. I'm saying this to Joy and Clifton, and I'm saying this to Urana and Jamie, because I like y'all, but here's where I'm going to say. Y'all, Jamie and Urana, the first out there, first thing they said when they started their interview with Carlos last night was accountability, and they want Ashley to be accountable for her actions, and they want Ashley to be accountable and quick to be accountable. Okay, but you're not holding Clifton accountable, because we saw 50, they showed that clip 5 million times between last week's episode and last night's episode. Clifton absolutely leaned in to Ashley. Clifton absolutely leaned in over top of Ashley. Now, am I saying that Clifton had an intention of doing anything to Ashley? Absolutely not. I do not think Clifton had the intent to do anything physical to Ashley. No. But did Clifton lean in? He absolutely did. Is Clifton taller than Ashley? He absolutely is. Were we already at a heightened point of the moment where Ashley was already on 20? Whether you agree with why she was on 20 or not, that's not the point. The point is she was already on 20. So Clifton, when you leaned in, I understand that in the moment, all of this was going on. It was a mess. It was a lot. It was a ruckus. It was this. It was screaming. It was hollering. It was production. It was people. I get it. In the moment, you may not have felt like you did anything. In the moment, you may not have felt like you leaned in and that Ashley was being extra. Same thing with Jamie and Urana. In the moment, it may not have felt like that, right? But when all of y'all had the opportunity to watch it back on the video, I feel like Joy and Clifton, Urana and Jamie both should have been able to say, I could see why Ashley felt like Clifton came into her personal space. Whether he meant to or not, whether he meant anything by it or not, that is not the point. The point is he did it. And last night, Jamie admitted. But then he went back to, but it wasn't that serious, blah, 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 blah. And Carlos tried to flip it. And Carlos even tried to flip it and say, had that been Urana? And Jamie was like, I mean, of course, I ain't gonna have no man rolling up on my wife like that. But that ain't what Cliff did. It's exactly what Cliff did. That's exactly what Cliff did. And ain't nobody gonna sit here and tell me that if the situation was reversed, Jamie wouldn't be ready to jump in Cliff's ass. And I don't care what nobody say. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. Again, in the moment, I can understand everybody saying, no, it ain't happened like that because everything went so quick. Everything went so quick. But when you had the opportunity to watch it back and see from the perspective of what Ashley saw. Now, let me roll back up because everybody's agreeing with Miss Gigi. So let me see what Miss Gigi said. I don't understand why Joy puts herself in situations to be put out. One time and I'm done with all situations involving that. Ashley is too much for herself and definitely for me. Got it. Yep. Yes, Cliff leaned in, but his arms remained folded the entire time. Ashley just makes too much of nothing. See, that's where I disagree. I think in the moment when you listen, now, Miss Gigi, maybe you ain't never been mad to that point. I don't know. Maybe you ain't never been in the middle of an argument to that point. I don't know. But here's what I'm going to say. I know that I have been in situations where I am on 20. And there's really nothing you can do or say in that moment. I'm on 20. Whether you agree with why I'm on 20 or not, don't matter. I'm on 20. And if I'm arguing with somebody and they lean in on me, oh, Houston, we got a problem. And all I'm saying is, as somebody that's reviewing the show and I'm watching it, the footage, I wasn't there in real time. I'm watching the footage. I absolutely understand because let's be clear, Ashley was already on 20. Ashley was already on 20. When they went back in that suite, Ashley was already on 20. And like I said, that is where we saw the editing happen, because we saw Joy go back in, and we saw Ashley telling Joy to leave. And then next thing you know, we see Ashley and Cliff arguing. And then we see Cliff lean in. And Cliff even admitted that he was trying to antagonize her. He admitted that when they had their little couples night. He admitted it. He admitted that he was trying to antagonize her. So here's the thing. What they tell you about a snake? When the snake is already sitting up, poised, you might not want to play with it because you're going to get bit. And that's all I'm saying. When a dog is sitting up and his tail is standing up straight, you might not want to mess with it. And I ain't calling the girl a dog. Lord, please don't say nobody like they did Beyonce yesterday. Don't say I'm calling her a dog. I'm using an example. So if we're arguing, regardless of why, regardless of who's right or wrong in the argument, and you are a man that outweighs me and you're taller than me and you lean in, now, here's what I don't agree with. I understand Joy and Cliff that were invited because of production, but when Ashley told them to leave, they should have fucking left. But I don't agree with Ashley calling the names. I don't agree with that at all. I don't like it, and I don't agree with it. And again, we are sitting here justifying it. Jamie and Urena talking about, well, I looked up the word sassy, and it don't even mean the way she's saying it. And then you got Ashley defending, well, I think he was being sassy in the moment. He was acting sassy. Listen, here's where both of y'all are sounding like y'all are 5, in my opinion. This is where both of y'all sound like y'all are 5. You know what you meant by the word sassy. It doesn't matter what the real word means. You know what you meant by it, and I felt like that was wrong. I don't agree with it, because they said that she made some other comments that they edited out. So I feel like she went further than calling him a sassy ass bitch, because we heard sassy ass bitch. Now what did they edit out? Now Jamie and Urena said they edited out some things that she said that were worse. Now, I'm not going to put nothing on her. I'm not going to accuse her of saying nothing worse. I'm just telling you what Jamie and Urena said when they were talking to Carlos. What did they edit out? So I don't like it. And I definitely, y'all know how I feel. I honestly do not like when people attempt to use gay as an insult, because I feel like that's what you were saying. You were calling him gay. He's sassy. He this, he that. You were trying to throw like a gay slur, in my opinion. That's what you meant by it. And I have a big problem with people using gay as a slur, as an insult. Like, you're gonna call somebody gay like it's an insult. I told y'all I don't even allow my students to do that. I don't allow my students to do that. When they be like, man, you acting gay. They already know, don't do that in my room. I told them, they know. So I don't like it. So Ashley, I didn't like that. You see how I'm being equal opportunity here? I'm looking at it from both sides. Now, the situation would have never happened if Joy had left, which is what she should have done. However, it did happen. I feel like, Cliff, you did lean in. You might not have meant it the way. You might not have realized you did it. You may not have meant it in that way. But that is why Ashley escalated, and Ashley called you names, which I didn't agree with. And I think everybody at this point is just being very juvenile, my opinion. I think everybody is. Everybody. In their confessionals, in their scenes with other people, I think they're all being, that's my opinion. So then we see, and the other thing that I hate is they're trying to make it seem like Quick left for no reason. Quick was working. Contrary to what people like to believe or don't believe, Quick is very much a power player here in the area when it comes to the entertainment business. Quick was working. So yes, he has a suite at the Verizon Center and he goes to watch games, but Quick was called downstairs because he was working. He had something to do. Ashley said that after the show, they had a whole concert, and that after the game was over, they went downstairs for the concert. Quick was working. Okay. Now, that's what I have to say. Now, moving on to the next scene, we see Quick and we see Ashley. We found out that Quick called Clifton and Quick called Cliff and Jamie. And here's where I feel the show is pivoting to a place I don't want it to go. Quick said some things that I'm gonna just call a thing a thing. Quick basically threatened that man and basically was like, "You don't know me like that. You don't want this kind of thing, and you might think I'm just a DJ, but I mean that ain't how I roll." And he can lean in while she's yelling at him like he her child. You got to stop the cap. No, I don't agree with that. G baby, that's fine that you feel that way, but I don't agree with that. He's still a man at the end of the day. He is still a man, and he is still taller than her, and he is still heavier than her. And I don't agree that it's okay for him to do it. I mean, we can disagree on that, but I ain't about nobody stopping the cap. Ain't no cap on that. That's how I feel. You feel differently, and that's fine. Um, I don't like the tone. Listen. I understand and I respect Quick defending his wife and having his wife's back, and I respect the fact that he called both of the men who were there to find out what happened from the men. I can respect that he didn't just take his wife's word for it. He called the men to ask them what happened. Called Cliff and he called Jamie. I just don't like the tone because it sounds very threatening. So anyway, well, Miss Gigi agree with you, G baby. All right. Quick had to say that. In my opinion, people take him as a joke because probably because of his height, but Quick still from the hood. Quick still a thug. Quick still from Baltimore. Quick was still in them streets. Like, I don't put nothing past Quick. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. So again, now I feel like the show has taken a pivot because if I were if I were Clifton and if I were Jamie and I heard what Quick said and I heard the tone in Quick's voice, I would feel some kind of way. I would feel some kind of way. What's up, Don Don? Hey, boo. Right. Cliff is also the one who said if I had been there, it would have been different, or it wouldn't have gone that way or something like that. So I feel like all of the men got a lot of testosterone. Okay. I feel like all the men got a lot of testosterone. Okay. So then we have couples night. We had Cliff and Joy. We have Jamie and Urena. Let me tell y'all something. I absolutely loved this moment. And as I was watching this scene, I said, this is what we're being robbed of because these women can't freaking get along, right? Well, these people can't get along. Can you imagine? So for those who didn't watch the episode, they had like a couples night and they had a dress up. They had to dress up as their spouse and then act like their spouse. They were supposed to do it the rest of the night, but of course they did it for a little while. It was funny and it was good, honest, funny. It was no shade in it. It was no ulterior motive to it. You know, I hate these games that we play on these reality shows that are just purposely there to just stir up shit. And I feel like this was just fun. And all I was thinking was, as I was watching that scene, all I was thinking was, imagine how much more fun this could have been if Sherelle and Black had been there and if Ashley and Quick had been there. Imagine how much more fun this could have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just fun. It was just fun. And then of course they had to talk about what happened at the suite. And I already said I gotta say about that. At this point, I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm done with it. Because again, I think what happened at the suite is probably the point of no return. And I'm gonna get to what Carlos said at the end. When I get to the end of this, I'll get to what Carlos had to say. But honestly, I just feel like we're at the point of no return. Yeah, Joy and Clifton refused to film with the Duncans. Yeah, Joy and Clifton refused to film with Sherelle and Black. But I'm just saying, if everybody could get along, can y'all imagine? That would have been such a fun moment. That would have been so fun to see all four of the couples playing around and joking and dressing up like each other. It just would have been a fun moment. And this is what I mean when I say we're being robbed of that. We're being robbed of that. But anyway, yeah, it just looked like a good time. It really did. Hold on, let me read something. As a matter of a son, he will now never threaten a woman in any way, but he will also know don't let a woman talk down to you in a certain way without speaking up for yourself. Okay. He's calling the men, but still believe what Ashley is overreacting about. Again, G baby, you think she's overreacting. I don't think she overreacted, but okay. Ashley appears to have issues trusting women. I understand due to her mom, but she has to calm down. I do think Ashley, I know she's talked about therapy, but I do think she has some issues. Clifton and Joy are aggressive and always will be in conflict with the other couples. Terrible people. Oh, wow. Not terrible people. Ooh. Don said the lights ain't liking. Ashley started the fight. Ladies don't confront a man, then complain when they match her energy. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll leave that there. Like I said, I already know that everybody's not going to agree with me, and I don't agree with everybody, and that's okay. We're going to move on. Don says, I don't like people staying on television refusing to film with others. Listen, we're going to get to that in a minute. I agree, Nikki. We're going to get to that in a minute. So, again, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot more about that. Like, I feel like I've said all I need to say about the Ashleys. I mean, the Ashleys, the Silvers, the Pettys, and the Tylers, and this damn situation at the suite. I mean, I'm done with it. I really am. The reason why I'm pausing is because I want to make sure I did cover everything. Now, Uranus says that Ashley's not telling the. I will say this: Uranus saying that Ashley's not telling the truth about the fact that that they didn't try to intervene and try to de-escalate the situation. Uranus says that she pulled Ashley out in the hallway to try to calm her down. That she was the one that told them to get production, and she was the one that told them to call quick to try to get Ashley to calm down. And then that's when Alicia, Ashley's best friend, got involved. I'm gonna say this. I will say this. Alicia was getting on my nerves during that live with Winter and Ashley. She was really getting on my nerves. I know that's your best friend, and I know you caping for your best friend, and I know you got her back, but she just kept over talking. She kept cutting people off. Like Winter would try to say something. Sometimes Ashley even had to tell her, "Okay, stop. Hold on. Let me finish." And I get it. You got a lot to say. I got it, but it was very chaotic at times, and I get it. And I don't think Alicia, I don't think she's helping. If we're trying to get to a place where we can work, because at the end of the day, this is a job and y'all are working, she did not help. In my opinion. So then we see Ashley and Winter filming the scene. We find out that they are in a better place. They've actually tried to work out some of their issues. Ashley then tells Winter about what happened down to the Wizards game. Nikki said, from my personal experience, I've learned never to get in anyone's face unless you're ready for what may come next. Gender should matter, but these men will lay pause and not think nothing of it. Like I said, in my opinion, Cliff leaned into Ashley. Ashley was already upset. It was already a heightened situation. Had they been having a calm conversation and Cliff leaned in, it probably wouldn't have been taken like that. But anyway, so we see that we see that Ashley is doing her book on audio tape, and then that's pretty much what this conversation was about. It was about Ashley sort of recapping what's going on with Joy and with the Tylers. She's telling her that Urena hurt her feelings, that she was hurt, that she feels like Urena is choosing a side. And I feel like Winter is the voice of reason, because Winter said, listen, she's in a bad situation. And Ashley was like, I don't think she's in a bad situation. I mean, when Joy and again, I think I'm combining last night's conversation with the episode, but it is what it is. She said, well, when Urena and Sherelle weren't getting along or whatever, I didn't feel like I was in the middle, and I was friends with both of them. Well, first of all, I feel like those are two different situations. We're comparing apples to oranges. You and Urena and Sherelle never damn near got into a physical altercation. I don't think that's the same. I think that because Ashley, I think part of the problem is Ashley talks as if her and Urena were building a good friendship. She never pretends like they've been friends forever. She said that they're building a friendship and that they did spend time together and that they were at each other's house and they did things, with each other. Now, the flip side of that is Urena is saying it wasn't that serious. Like, we were cool. If she was having a party or a cookout, we went over there, but me and her were not that close and we were not becoming like best friends. So I think part of the problem is perspective. That's number one. I think part of the problem is perspective, because whether Urena is having a revisionist history or not, it doesn't matter. It's I'm looking at it one way and you're looking at it another way. The other side of it is, I think Ashley has unrealistic expectations of Urena and how Urena is supposed to move in this situation, in my opinion. She feels like Urena has chosen a side. I personally think that Urena just doesn't agree with your side. That doesn't mean your side is right or wrong. I think Urena doesn't agree with your side. And I think because Urena doesn't agree with your side or your perspective or your point of view, you had an issue with it, which I think ultimately led Urena to becoming closer with Joy. And now ultimately we are where we are. That's my opinion. Oh, they were getting ready to, yeah, you know what? They were getting ready to, I forgot about the thing. I forgot about that. Okay, let me rewind. Boop, 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 boop. You're right. They were getting ready to get into it, down to Quick's street naming ceremony. Now, what Ashley said last night on the review, she said that she basically told both of them that they were wrong. But in that situation, because it was at your husband's event, you were mad at both of them. And so you're right. I forgot all about that. My bad, y'all. My bad. Let me rewind. Let me erase what I just said. Erase it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I forgot about that, child. Listen, that's what happened when you make us wait a year before we get the season. Shit, I forgot what happened. I forgot what happened in the first part of the damn season. My bad. I forgot. But yeah, so she did talk about that. She said that she told Sherelle and she told Urena that they were wrong. But here's my problem. I feel like actually when people try to tell you you're wrong, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear that part. because you don't think that you're wrong. So you don't want to hear anybody else give you a different point of view. Let me rewind. I understand. I don't want to rewind. I don't. But I think that's part of it, is that you don't want to hear that you're wrong, or other people's perspective that you're wrong. Because again, just because that's my point of view doesn't make me right. But that's my point of view. And if I'm your friend, I'm going to tell you what my point of view is. And I think that Urana has tried to talk to Ashley and give Ashley her point of view. So I don't know. I'm just at this point with it. As far as you feeling like Urana hurt your feelings and you hurt by Urana, I think you're more hurt that you feel like Urana isn't taking your side. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think you're more hurt that Urana isn't taking your side. So yeah. It is hard. It's hard to hear you're wrong. And that's why you have to surround yourself with people you trust, so that when they do tell you you are out of pocket, you listen. You know, you ain't gonna hear that from everybody. You're not gonna receive that from everybody. So you have. It is important for you to surround yourself with people. You know, it's hard to surround yourself with people that are going to tell you that, you know, or that you're going to trust. All right. What's the next scene, child? Oh, next scene is Winter and her boyfriend. Can I tell you that I'm not that vested in any of the scenes with Winter and her boyfriend, because they're not together anymore. It's Valentine's Day. See, it's Valentine's Day, and you have this man that you've been dating for a couple of months. And you decide you want to do a couples trip. I mean, get it. It's production. We know, right? We know. Y'all are doing a cash trip. Now, you're going to invite everybody. You're going to invite everybody. So she's inviting everybody, and she asks him if he's cool with it. Well, what the hell he's supposed to say? What he's supposed to say? So they talk about that. There's that. I don't care about that scene, because, like I said, how can I put any interest into? Y'all don't let the cat out the bag now. If I thought they were still together, that'd be a different conversation. But hell, not only are they not together, Winter talking shit about him just like she was talking shit about her ex-husband. So it ain't a whole lot I can do with that. So we see Winter meeting up with Urana, and oh, here's some good tea. Hold on, let me get to this. Winter, Urana, and Ashley down to Jerry Seafood. Now they were down to the Jerry Seafood that I've been to before. Now I ain't been to that Jerry Seafood in a long time. I used to go to Jerry's a lot. If you like lump crab meat, Jerry's has. I ain't been in a long time, but they used to have the crab bomb. Now I have not. I'm gonna tell you. I can tell you the last time I went to Jerry's. The last time I went to Jerry's was literally the day the world shut down. The day that, well, let me say this: the day that Prince George's County shut down. Because I was on my way to Jerry's for a happy hour with some friends. And as I pulled into, they were at the one in Bowie. As I pulled into the parking lot, they made I got an alert on my phone that Prince George's County Schools was closing for 2 weeks because of the, Panorama. And that was a Thursday night. And I remember I had to go to work that Friday, and we literally had to set up we had to do all of this stuff because that was the last day the kids were coming to school, and it was supposed to be for 2 weeks. And of course, then that 2 weeks kept getting extended, and it ended up being a year and a half. But I remember that was the last time I have been to Jerry Seafood. Wow. But anyway, but if you like good old, you're gonna get one today. See, Cheryl said now you done talked it up. Haven't been there for over 5 years. Yeah, I wouldn't say the last time I went there for dinner. I went on a date the last time I went there for dinner, and the food wasn't as good. I feel like, I don't mind paying if I feel like I'm getting what I'm paying for, but I feel like I remember leaving thinking, damn, like that just wasn't worth what that bill was. I remember thinking that. But going for happy hour and getting some appetizers. But it's been, so what's that, like 3 years? It's been like 3 years. But anyway, but they were at the one in Bowie. Anyway, with that being said, here's some tea. Now, here is some tea. And here goes back to, I'm going to agree with part of what Ashley is saying when she talks about there were other things going on that we could have talked about other than Joy and Ashley, Joy and Ashley. Every week it was Joy and Ashley, but yet there were other things that y'all were blatantly ignoring and you didn't include. Even when you filmed it, you didn't include it. So here's an example. And on this, I have to agree with Ashley. So here's what had happened. The night before they met up for this dinner, they went to a networking event with Carmen. Y'all know Carmen, Clifton and Joy's friend Carmen. Carmen had a networking event. The Tylers were there, and Winter went. Winter said she sort of just did a passing wave at the Tylers because she said we weren't cool, we weren't beefing, but we weren't best friends. So I spoke, but I kept it moving. She said that she ended up in a group of people, and there was a guy there in particular who started talking real reckless about Urana. Okay. Now, Carmen was there, and Carmen said she heard it. She co-signed this story. She said that he was talking real reckless about Urana. Said that he had slept with her since she's been married. And Winter told him, bruh, that's not cool. Don't say that. That's disrespectful. She said that she told him, pipe it down. Don't do that. Don't say that. That's disrespectful. Yada, yada, yada. So it turned into a thing. And I guess somebody told Jamie what was said. And Jamie came over to Winter and was like, yo, what that dude say about my wife? I'm paraphrasing because I don't know exactly what he said. Okay. Well, I ain't even paraphrasing. I'm making that up. But Winter said that Jamie came up and asked her what was said. So I'm adding that. He said, what that dude say about my wife? And Winter told him. Winter said, listen, I ain't about to sit here and lie, and I ain't about to sit here and get in between, because I told the man to stop. I told him he was being disrespectful. So clearly somebody had went back and told Jamie what the guy said for him to come up and ask me. So I told him, oh, dude said that he slept with Urana. So then Urana came up to Winter and was like, why the F would you tell my husband that? And Winter's thing was, I told him the truth. That dude said he slept with you. I told him to stop saying it. I told him to stop being reckless. Yeah, he's some sort of preacher. I told him to stop being reckless. Jamie came up and asked me what was said. I told him. So now Urana is mad at Winter. Jamie mad at everybody. And they proceed to end up going back and forth on Twitter that night. Urana and Winter. Now, I missed all of this because I don't even be down to the Twitter like that. Plus, this was a year ago, child. This was a freaking year ago. I don't remember none of this going on. But what happened was, prior to Ashley showing up to that dinner at the Jerry Seafood, Winter and Urana had a whole conversation about it. Urana was like, yo, me and you need to talk. And Winter was like, let's talk. And Winter said they proceeded to have a whole conversation about what happened and who said what on Twitter, because it got nasty on Twitter. They really said some nasty things on Twitter. And so when you go back to Ashley, who at the beginning of the season, Ashley said there were other things that were going on that they could have made a storyline, that they could have shown, that they didn't, because they wanted me to keep talking about Joy, and they wanted Joy to keep talking about me, when they had this whole juicy ass storyline over here that they didn't even include. And it'd be different if you say, well, none of it was on camera. They got that whole conversation. And Urana and Winter confirmed that in both of their separate interviews last night. Urana said it. Now, she didn't get into the details. She said, yeah, me and Winter had a whole conversation before Ashley even got there because we had to clear some stuff up. Now, she ain't getting to the details. Now, Winter told the story. If you want the story, y'all go over there and y'all watch Winter and Ashley's review, because Winter told the story. She didn't use no names, but she used the story. She told the story. So my thing is, why wouldn't y'all include that? Is it messy? Yes. But that could have been a whole storyline for the Tylers. Because again, Winter defended him. Clearly, Jamie was pissed. I mean, Winter defended Urena. Clearly, he was pissed. That's a whole storyline that we didn't get nothing. None of it. We didn't get a whiff of that. So when Ashley says there were other things happening and she feels like production is protecting certain people, I see what she's saying. That was a whole freaking storyline. That could have lasted 3-4 episodes. Anyway. And the fact that I guess there were no cameras there, but the fact that Carmen was there, who ends up becoming part of the storyline with Clifton and Joy anyway, the fact that Carmen was there, Urena, Jamie were there, Winter was there. Half your damn cast was at this particular event. Hell, Joy and Clifton might have been there somewhere. I mean, Joy and Clifton was probably there. Let's go on to be honest. Joy and Clifton was probably there somewhere. Whether they came late or left early or whatever, they probably came through. It was Carmen's event. If the Tylers were there, Joy and Clifton was probably there. Half your damn cast was at this event. Carmen said she heard it. All right, moving on. So then we have this scene with Sherelle and Ashley. And they're talking about what they're dealing with. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was glad to see Sherelle. I'm glad to hear what she's dealing with and what she's going through as a Black woman, dealing with balancing being an entrepreneur, a husband, family, kids, the stress, depression. I was here for the conversation. Ashley kind of amended. She sort of amended the situation and was like, yeah, I feel you. But I'm just going to be honest with you and tell y'all that this scene ain't really do nothing for me. I was glad to see Sherelle. I was glad they included this scene. I know this is conversations that women need to have, especially Black women who deal with things that a lot of times become taboo in our community. So I was here for that, but ultimately I really didn't get nothing out of this scene because I feel like you just threw it in there to pacify us, and I feel like y'all threw that in there to pacify all the people that are like, where's Sherelle? Because there's just no context to this. You have Ashley saying, yeah, I called Sherelle last week and she really needs a day out. She really needs a day. Not Sherelle in the hair. Her hair was actually cute in this scene. Now, normally she be doing a lot, but it was actually kind of cute. I mean, it was big. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Scotty, did I just catch what you was trying to tell me? Hold on. Because y'all know I'll be playing the episode in the background while I'm talking in case I forget something. Oh, no. Okay. I was looking at something different. Okay. Never mind. I mean, it was big and everything, but I thought it was cute. And let me say shout out to Ashley, because one thing Ashley going to do is Ashley going to give you some product placement. Baby, Ashley is doing what the women's supposed to do when they get on these shows, okay? Ashley wrote her a book. Whether you like that book or not, whether you bought that book or not, you're going to hear about that damn book, and you're going to see that book. Ashley going to put that book in every scene she's filming, whether it's going to be the physical copy of the book, or it's going to be a picture on the wall, or it's going to be a hoodie, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, or she's going to be packaging up her VIP boxes. Baby, you going to see the book. You going to see this book everywhere. And that's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to listen. That's what everybody else do. We're going to hear about that book, okay? So anyway, so there was that. So then we get to this. So I skipped over the scene and went straight to the scene from dinner. My bad, y'all. But when Winter said the rest of the cast were icing Sherelle out for Jay, they were. That's what that's all of them said. Well, okay. So I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but you're right. I'm gonna put a pin in that one, Scotty. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Scotty, make sure you can listen to it while you're on the plane. check out Carlos and Uranus and Tyler. Carlos' conversation with Urana and Jamie, and then watch Ashley's review with Winter on her YouTube channel. If you just type in Ashley Silver, it comes up. Clifton wears his clothes. Clifton got a clothing line? What's Clifton's clothing line? I didn't know Cliff had a clothing line. Quick wears, he has endorsed Iceberg. If you notice, Quick be wearing Iceberg in every scene. But that's what they're supposed to do. So anyway, my bad. I had skipped over the Shirley part and went straight to the dinner. Then I went back. Let me go back to the dinner. So they're at the dinner table, and Ashley does tell Urana that she hurt her feelings. Winter was like, yeah, Urana told me. I mean, Ashley did open up to me and told me that, it hurt your feelings. And Urana was like, girl, I got a lot going on. She said, girl, I got a lot going on. But tell me what Clifton's clothing line is. I didn't know he had a clothing line. And again, Ashley said that things haven't been right between her and Urana since Christmas Eve. Oh, he was on Fox 5 when the clothing. Oh, okay, I didn't know he had a clothing line. All right, well, yeah, Cliff, you're supposed to do that too. Wear your clothing line, boo. Do your thing, boo. Yeah, G baby, check it out. Check out both of them. Because again, I got information from both of them. That's why I'm just kind of blending it all together, because I didn't take notes because I was laying down when I was listening. So that's why I'm kind of all over the place. So I apologize for those who came in late. That's why I'm sort of back and forth, because I'm trying to remember what was said in the different interviews while I'm going through the episode. So they found out that they're going on this couples trip. Now, Ashley, of course, says she ain't going, but we know she ends up going, so it ain't no need. I'm sure production hit her with the ring. You know you're going to take your ass on that trip, right? Okay. All right, then. Boom, click. So anyway, we know everybody goes to the trip. And so I'm assuming that's what the next couple of episodes are going to be, this damn trip where they go down. They're probably down in Massanutten. Y'all know my DC folk. That's where everybody go, honey. Everybody rent them one of them big-ass houses. Honey. In the summer, they make nice little summer lake houses, and in the winter, you got the little ski resorts and stuff. That's probably where they went. They probably down in Massanutten. Anyway, how do they even have that kind of power? Joy and Cliff, they aren't even social like that. Could be. I don't know, Kimmy. But see, again, let me say this. Contrary to popular belief, Carlos is at the top of this pyramid. He is no longer doing the day-to-day production on these TV shows. Because that's like Jamie, baby, it was so funny. He had to get them together a little bit, because Jamie and Urana were talking about something that happened in the suite. And Jamie was like, I know you saw that footage. Carlos, I know you saw the footage. You could agree. You could tell us that you can confirm, or Deep Creek. Yeah, Deep Creek. You can confirm that it happened. You can confirm that it happened. Baby, Carlos had to break it down for them. And Carlos said, okay, so I'm the president of this company. He said, I don't look at raw footage. He said, that basketball game footage was 3 hours long. I do not have time to look at raw footage. He said, my production company, they create the episodes and I watch the episodes. He said, so I don't know what they did not show me. I said, you better let them know, boo, that you don't. You better let them know you don't be watching no raw footage, that you pay people that you trust to do that. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. I have no idea. So I found that to say this. Whoever his production company is that's down here in Potomac, I feel like, this is my opinion. Y'all can disagree. I feel like they're very pro Urana and Jamie. And because I feel like they're very pro Urana and Jamie, by proxy, I think Joy and Clifton are getting some advantages. I don't know, because there's no other, and Carlos will say it in a minute, so I don't understand why his production company is allowing it to happen, because Carlos will say in a minute, you don't get to not film and da 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 and blah 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 blah. But because Carlos is not doing the day-to-day production, I don't think he's privy to everything that's happening. But it does sound like when going back to that whole story about the guy saying he slept with Urena. Again, nobody's saying it's true. I don't know this dude. I don't know why he said it. I don't know if he was just trying to, because there were no cameras there. So I don't know why he was bragging, especially if he was a damn preacher. Why you bragging about sleeping with a married woman? However, it did happen. And it was a whole Twitter war, and it was a whole conversation on camera. And I just feel like we've seen we've seen things that were a lot less serious be brought on that happened off camera, right? We see stuff that happened off camera all the time and be brought on camera. You know what I mean? So I feel like the production company, in my opinion, I feel like some of this falls on the production company. I feel like some of this falls on whoever is producing, whoever is the showrunner is allowing these things. And it's the same showrunner that made this whole season about Joy and Ashley and their conflict. And it's the same showrunner that has allowed people to ice out a whole couple. But let's be clear, just because people refuse to film, just because Joy, let's assume it's true that Joy and Clifton, Urena and Jamie refused to film with Sherelle and Black. That doesn't mean that Sherelle and Black can't film. Did we not have a whole scene in this episode with just those two couples? Did we not see Jamie, Urena, Clifton, and Joy have a whole couples night out and didn't include nobody else on the show? So why we can't do the same thing with the Silvers and the Duncans? Why we can't have a party night, a girls' night out, a guys' night out? Why we can't? So again, I say, just because they refuse, if that's true, just because they refuse to film with Sherelle and Black, it doesn't mean that Sherelle and Black don't film. So either you filmed some scenes and you chose not to include them, or you didn't film with them because you didn't want to be creative enough with them. You didn't have no problem being creative with Joy and Clifton, Jamie and Urena. You didn't have no problem filming with the four of them. But now that you don't. And what about why Sherelle couldn't have come to that scene at the studio with Ashley and Winter? Sherelle could have came. Hell, they didn't talk about shit. What about the dinner? Joy wasn't at dinner at Jerry's Seafood. Why Sherelle couldn't have come to dinner? Now, some of it, maybe she wasn't available. I don't know. But it seems really weird to me that y'all don't have no problem configuring other combinations of people until it comes to Sherelle and Black. Now, all of a sudden, we just can't see them. They just not there. So I put that on production. Yes, Joy can say she refused to film all you want, but guess what? You get you production, you get on the phone and you tell her, just like Joy did, just like actually didn't want to come to the damn couples trip. You see, she took her ass down there. So I say all this to say, Urena told Carlos that he need to get his ass to DC and he need to talk to the cast. Because Carlos was like, well, that's what I had to do with Huntsville. I had to go down there and I had to, get them together. And Urena was like, I think that's what you're going to need to do. She said, because I've tried to work it out. I've tried to talk. She said, but at this point, nobody is talking to anybody. And well, I mean, when I say nobody, y'all know what I mean. The camps are very divided. I said last week, I said the week before that, and I said the week before that. Either they're going to figure out a way to film together, or Carlos, you need to fire some people. And I don't have no beef with nobody on the show. Not personal, because I don't know them. And I don't have no problem with Jamie and Urena. I don't have no problem with Joy and Quick. I don't have no problem. I mean, with Joy and Cliff. I don't have no problem with Quick and Ashley. I don't have a problem with none of these people. I don't know these people like that, okay? But I absolutely believe that either they're going to agree to film together for this next season, or somebody got to go. And I don't care who it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. Because it's not fun for the fans to have to sit through. It's not. Because it's like, I mean, it's the same thing that's going on with the Real Housewives of Potomac. And that's why we're complaining about Potomac. Now, Carlos said he was doing it. And Carlos said, I need to come down there. He said, and it might be sooner than you think. So I feel like Carlos absolutely understands the problem. He's heard what the people are saying. He's heard the fans and the cast, and he gonna bring his ass down here and he gonna talk to them. Now, Carlos, you can call me. I can help mediate. But no, seriously, he said he's coming. Hey, sweet pea, hey, boo. He said he's coming, and he needs to come. You know, y'all know they've already filmed the reunion and all that. Now it sounds like there's going to be another season. Because I mean, if the show was going to be canceled, he wouldn't need to come down here and talk to nobody because they've already filmed the reunion. So it sounds like they're probably getting ready to start filming again. But before they start filming, he's going to bring his ass down here to DC, and he need to sit down with the people. And he said that he's going to start with the ladies. He's going to probably talk to the ladies separately, probably talk to the guys separately, and then probably have everybody in one room. And whatever comes from that conversation is probably he's going to figure out which way he's going to go. Now, I will say this about Carlos. Now, we give Carlos a lot of flack. I know I do, because Carlos, y'all know Carlos be getting on my nerves. But Carlos has been doing this for 20 years, and he does understand the business, and he does understand what the configuration of creating an ensemble cast. All right, we can't take that from him. We may not like how he handles all of these things and all of that, but he absolutely understands how to create an ensemble cast. So Carlos will know what needs to happen once he walks out of there. Carlos will need to know. Even though DC is much better than Huntsville. As far as the toxicity of it, I absolutely agree. Here's the thing. I think that what is going on this cast can be fixed. There's only one outlier that I think may not be able to move past all of this. And if they can't move past all of this, then they need to go. I think if it's true that Joy has been allowed to pick and choose who she films with, I think that's a problem, and that's on production. And I would be willing to put money. Now, this is my 2 cents, but I would put my 2 cents that Carlos didn't know that. I would be willing to put money that Carlos did not know. He knows now, but I mean in real time, that Carlos did not know that Joy was being allowed to pick and choose who she wanted to film with. Because that ain't how Carlos roll. That ain't how Carlos roll. They ain't even let Nene pick and choose who she wanted to film with. You think they gonna let Joy? You think Carlos was gonna say, oh, okay, Joy, you don't want to film with Sherelle? Okay. Carlos said that he picked Sherelle and Black because of their history with Joy, and he thought that that would make a good storyline. He said that. He said, I picked them because, first of all, he said Sherelle is different. He said, you know, we don't see women like her a lot on television, so I love that about her. I don't know if he was talking about the fact that she was a big girl or the fact that she's eccentric, but it doesn't matter. He said, and the fact that they had a history with Joy, he said, I really thought that would be an interesting storyline to play out. So the fact that he chose, or part of the reason why he chose them, is because of their connection to Joy. Do you think I believe that he knew that production was allowing Joy to not film? And that's assuming it's true, because I don't know if it's true or not. They're static. Okay, but I'm about to get off of here anyway. Sorry, y'all. I moved my mic. Maybe I should have touched the mic. I moved the mic. Maybe that's what it is. Hold on. Maybe that's what it is, because I moved the mic and I guess I shouldn't have touched nothing. Joy don't want to film with them, so what good is it doing? Right, and that's what I'm saying. Carlos is going to make that decision, and I don't think he has a problem doing that. I think if it comes down to, because here's the thing, when Love and Marriage Huntsville got to the point where they wouldn't film with each other, he got his ass down to Huntsville and put him in a room and said, including Melody, and said, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So he's absolutely has no problem coming to DC. And I think if there's anybody that refuses to do it, I think they will find themselves unemployed. All right. I'm about to get off here now, Scotty Boo. I'm about to get off of here now. You guys, for my people that have been following this Larry Reid story, we're gonna come back at about 1:15. I got some information to share with you guys. Everybody else, I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Ooh, 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 ooh.